up, my civil boy Buckmeister Twister, nice to you, used to so Blimps, and we are here today and we are talking some Boba Fett episode 6. So hi, if you're new here, my name is Buckmeister Cool from My Chick Geek Media, took all sorts of geek media from the comic books, the superheroes, the animes, and the sci-fis, and all of that good stuff. So please feel free to tickle that subscribe button and that bell button so you never miss a video. Okie dokie, so let's talk some Boba Fett or Mandalorian and friends? I will say this as long as this is continuing. This is wrong. They done took Boba's show from him, okay? I'm not even the biggest Boba Fett fan. I'm not. Alright? And me is hella roastable at this point. And yes, I have fun cracking jokes on Boba Fett. I have so much fun cracking jokes on Boba Fett. But here's the thing. I want him to be badass. I want him to have his show. Like, I want Boba Fett to do the things. I want him to live up to the legend. I really do. Because I feel so bad for the people who came for Boba Fett. He's a cameo in this episode. In his own show, Boba Fett is a cameo in the goddamn episode. How? How? Star Wars? No. Y'all are wrong for this. Y'all are wrong. Because he's got lots of comic book media. He's done some other stuff and whatever. Boba Fett is actually pretty effective fighter, but they're not showing it in this series, and I don't know why. Look, we get a whole Ahsoka Tano appearance. We get a Grogu training arc. We get to see Luke Skywalker. Where is the Boba stuff? Speaking of which, though, seeing Luke Skywalker and everything, yeah, I was the first off, like the thing that they did with the Mark Hamill thing, that was really good. I'm shocked that they've got the technology to the level that they've gotten it at. But like, yeah, there is like parts with Luke specifically where the episode is kind of slow and all of that good stuff. So there's that. Now the other thing though for me with the whole Jedi thing is, like, the Jedi are a very weird sect. Like, the older I get, the more I realize how weird they are. Because this is supposed to be like post Return of the Jedi. It has to be. It can't be pre. Yeah, it has to be post Return of the Jedi with Luke Skywalker and the way he's dressed in this particular episode. And that's one thing I am very impressed by with this episode, is that they tie a lot of things together. They tie movies together. They tie other series together. They tie comic books together. They tie a lot of that stuff into continuity, I guess, with this one episode, which is really cool. But like, yeah, it's this whole thing about how with the Jedi they're supposed to forsake a lot of their attachments, except Luke didn't do any of that. So now I'm just like, how does this Jedi rule work? Does it just you attach yourself to what you like? Because there's like, at the end of this episode, one character is presented with a choice. And it's just like, one, of course, it's like it's a non-choice in my opinion. You will see it when you see it. But like, the other thing is like, they can do both things. Really, they can do both things. It's like, this is not a either-or situation. This is a yes-and situation. So why are we doing this whole choice thing? Like, that's the thing with the Jedi. It's like, y'all just make this intentionally difficult for yourselves. Like, some people must have went to the dark side just because they were tired of dealing with you riddle-speaking, role-wearing, you must forsake old attachments and talk like a robot ass people. Like, they just must have looked at Darth Maul and they just must have looked at Darth Vader and just be like, at least these guys get to scream and look cool. Like, bruh, you mean I can use lightning and you're telling me not to use lightning? Like, look, I can direct the lightning at the bad guys. Why can't I use the lightning? All I'm saying is, the Jedi need to revise that rule. Y'all need to update those texts. Whatever it is, post Rey and all of that stuff, when we get into that stuff, y'all need to update them texts. Y'all need to add some addendums. You need that Google Microsoft system update to these Jedi rules, because they do not hold at all. We get to see some more stuff from the Mandalorian as well, which was cool to see. We get introduced to a character that I think is from, I think he's from the Clone Wars or whatever. It's like this really cool bounty hunter. And then we get to see a lot of like standoffs. We get to see a lot of old school Western gun hand on hip type action, which I actually enjoyed because I've never been a fan of that type of action just because it's like a lot of build up to like a really quick payoff. I like to see like, you know, explosive build up to explosive payoff, but that was really cool to see as well. And we get to see the man, Timothy Oliphant. I forgot the name of the character, the guy he plays, the sheriff or whatever. We got to see him again, and that was fun to see him and all of that stuff. So I know that we're gonna be getting more into, you know, this particular series because now we're gearing up for the finale. But that's the other thing that I feel like is wrong with this. Like we need 2 more episodes. We need 3 more episodes. We need cause I think another thing that people are gonna argue is that in the beginning, Boba was still messed up by the Sarlacc pit, so maybe he was not as effective as he needed to be. And maybe because his time with the Tusken Raiders combined with the Sarlacc pit kind of dulled all of his instincts as a hunter and a bounty hunter. Like that's an argument that can be made. So now that he's fully 100% outside of the Bacta tank, maybe now we'll get to see Boba Fett be super effective. I mean, they got 1 more episode to tie it up, but I feel like this is a series that needed at least 2 more. We needed at least 2 more because even to set up this rivalry with the Pike gang, it's too short. Like the Pike gang, they feel like an obstacle instead of like characters or an imposing force at this point. So I feel like if they can, I don't know who's watching me, but I just feel like it would serve the series so much better if they gave 1 episode to the Pike gang and built them up, and then 1 episode to Boba Fett doing some badass things, and then another finale episode where we go Avengers style with all of these characters. I feel like that would be like the best way to satisfy people who've been watching this show. Not that it's a terrible show, but there's parts of it where it drags, there's parts of it where the action is not so great, and then there's parts of it where the legend of Boba is kind of, it's not being realized, and I feel like that's unfair because that was the biggest thing that excited people about the Book of Boba Fett series, especially with the way that it opens. Not opens, but with the way that it was teased in The Mandalorian when he just straight up shoots that dude in the chair. I forgot what his name is. I don't remember all of the names of these guys, but the guy who took over after Jabba, like when he shoots that dude, it's just like that's what a lot of people were hoping for, and they're just not delivering that with Boba Fett. And I feel like it's wrong for the character of this, because yes, he does have prestige, whether people want to say he doesn't or he does have prestige, and also he's got a fan base, and I feel like that's not cool. If he's got a fan base and prestige, y'all gotta give him something. Like, you can't just take his show from him like that. Come on, y'all. What do you think, Masterville? Let me know in the comment section down below. Talking to you, boy. And if you're at this point in the video, I want to say thanks so much for getting to this point in the video. You are spectacular. Now, if you really like this video, I got another one up here. I got a playlist down there. I got an icon you can click on to subscribe. Remember to ring the bell if you do subscribe, and I see you all in another video because Masterman's gonna be out. Peace.